Hey team, how we doing? This is Coach Dana Cavalea checking in with you today. And today I want to share a lesson with you, something that I found to be extremely helpful and extremely useful. Before I go into that, I just want to mention that I have a book coming out this spring and I'm super pumped about it. It's called Becoming a Champion in Sports, Life, and Business, 15 lessons that I share with you from my journey and how I overcame things and some of the tools and tricks that I use along the way to continue to pound down the road of becoming a champion. So I hope you guys can get your hands on that. If you enjoy any of our episodes, you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, YouTube as well. And all these blogs, I base our podcast on a lot of the blogs that I write, which you can find at danacavalea.com. Comes out at 6:02 each weekday morning to give you inspiration, motivation, and passion so you can apply it towards your journey of becoming a champion. And today's lesson was a very interesting one. I was in the car driving to a consulting client of mine, and I came across this great YouTube chat. And the woman's name was Mel Robbins. I have to give credit where credit is due. And she shared a technique called the 5-second rule. And I always thought the 5-second rule was based on dropping something on the floor, food, and you have 5 seconds to eat it before it goes bad and gets all germed up and you can't have it anymore. But the interesting thing about Mel was she was describing a story about her going through life, and she'd wake up every day. She was somewhat depressed. She was having a couple extra drinks at night. And every morning, the alarm clock would ring and she'd hit snooze. And she'd really have no desire to get up and take on her day. She wasn't inspired. She wasn't motivated. She just was somewhat depressed. And she had a business that was going out of business. Her and her husband, they lost a bunch of money. She didn't have a job at the time, and it's your classic, rags to riches type story that I'm sharing. I know, people sleeping on couches, etc. We've heard it all, but this one I found interesting because I believe she said she was watching TV and she had seen a rocket ship getting ready to take off, and she framed that image in her mind, and she said, you know what if I could be like a rocket ship and take off? And every rocket ship has a countdown, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's where she got the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 concept. And she said, you know what? I'm going to apply that to life. And the next morning, when her alarm went off, she said, when my alarm goes off, I'm going to count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'm going to get up. And that's what she did. And she got up and she actually became a very well-known speaker, and she had a syndicated radio show, and she went on to achieve really high levels of success in the field of personal development and really human development from the mental side and getting people to achieve. And I took that story and I said, well, what if we could apply that to our lives as athletes, as entrepreneurs, as, high-performing businessmen and women and coaches, and everything we looked at before we got caught up in our own mind or we got caught up in our own drama, we were able to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and realize that when we switch our mindset from one of sulking in our own emotions and, feeling bad for ourselves, and we start to think with a different part of our brain and we apply numbers 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, when your mind switches the tracks and you actually have to count in sequence in reverse, it's hard to feel bad for yourself and negative and emotional and count backwards at the same time. So that reverse sequencing of numbers is actually switching your brain waves, which is super interesting, right? So what if we're a hitter? I use a hitter or pitcher or baseball player quite a bit because that's my sport. But what if you're standing in the batter's box and you're nervous and you have all this negative emotion taking you over and you go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and on 1 you're training your mind off that cadence to vanish your fear, vanish your negative. And you could do the same thing if you're having trouble, eating healthy, right? Or you're having a negative thought about exercise. I don't want to exercise. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom, go do it. Don't give yourself the time to contemplate anymore. You're saying at the end of this 5-second count, I'm going to do it. At the end of this 5-second count, I'm not going to eat that. I'm going to eat this instead. And you're kind of playing this Rain Man numbers game with yourself, really to get yourself out of negative patterns and negative funks. Now, I use this podcast to really talk about the mental game and the mindset game of optimal performance. And this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 concept, I said, man, that is just brilliant. Most of the people that I work with, type A high performers in sports and business, are numbers guys. They love numbers. And when you put the numbers around them, and now you could show them how the numbers can get them more positive outcomes, man, that's a game changer. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do. But you're breaking yourself out of that pattern. Oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do it. And if you can really sit back and say, man, how much more productive would I be at the end of the day if I got this done and I started to use this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 concept, in so many different aspects of my life. I'm upset with my wife. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm going to let it go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So I want you to really stop and think about how you can apply that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 concept to your life. I'd love to hear about it. I love stories. I love, inspiring you guys to try these different techniques, but I also love to hear about your success with it. So if you're having success after you try this, email me, Dana@DanaCavalea.com. Shoot me a message. You can find me on Twitter, Dana Cavalea, and I want to hear about it because I'm just giving you the foundation. You guys may take this to another place. You may add to the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 concept and take it to the next level. But if we apply this to our life, again, a competition, we're going to start to see some real positive changes in front of us, which is awesome. Because, listen, no matter how tough we are, we all know that fear is an obstacle. Hesitation is based on fear. All of these things are related. Hesitation. Why do we hesitate? We hesitate because we don't want to face reality, but we're also scared of what reality may bring. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, act. Get it done. Go right into that fire and go rescue those kids, right? So that's what I'm encouraging you to do. I think back, and I share this story a lot. When I was a baseball player, I was a pretty good hitter, but at times I'd feel my emotions take me over. And if I had a technique like this to get out of my own head, because when you're in your head, you're dead, man, it would be a game-changing situation for me. It would have been. But now I use it in other aspects. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sometimes I use a clap technique or a snap technique. You could clap your hands 3 times, pop, pop, pop. You could snap your fingers 3 times. You just need a cadence with numbers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is very simple. So I hope you guys can use this. I hope you enjoy it. If you know somebody that may be struggling to get a hold of their mindset and get a hold of themselves, or you know that they have greater potential than they're showing right now, I'd appreciate it if you share this with them and help me spread my message to inspire and motivate them to get to the next level. And I hope you do the same. So, like I said, you can check out the blog, DanaCavalea.com. Comes out 6:02 every morning. Inspiration, motivation, get you guys started Monday through Friday. Get you to take on that day. And all real stories, all practical stuff. And again, you can get the podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud. And if you like it, share it. If you like it, review it. And stay in touch. You can reach me at Dana@DanaCavalea.com. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you real soon. This is Coach Dana Cavalea signing out. See ya.